Good morning, Encourage Minute. All right, we're going to talk about marriage today. We're in 1 Corinthians chapter 7. And what does the scripture say about marriage? Let's start here. Paul is writing this, and you got to understand in context what it says. So let's just read it. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. The wife's body does not belong to her alone, but also to her husband. In the same way, the husband's body does not belong to him alone, but also to his wife. Do not deprive each other except by mutual consent, and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come back together again, so that Satan will not tempt you beyond your lack of self-control. If for some reason, when you are a married couple, and this is talking about having sex, that you should not deprive one another, either of you, except for mutual consent. If you need to pray, and it's almost like a type of fast or something from this. I don't really see this done a lot, but if you've got some issues with that you need to, it tells you, do it under mutual consent, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. That would be the reason to do it. Then come back together so Satan won't tempt you. All right, and so because of your lack of self-control. So, but we're sacrificing our body, ourselves, for our husband or our wife in marriage, and don't take that out of context, okay? Read it as far as within the marriage tone. And then it says this. And he talks about if you're married, if you're not, if you're single. I'm not going to get into all that because we've got about another 15 seconds. But to the unmarried and to the widows, it is good for them to stay unmarried, as I am. He's writing that from that context. But if they cannot control themselves, they should marry, for it's better to marry than to burn with passion. If you're engaged to somebody, if you're if you're dating and or engaged, and the temptations are too strong, and you want to marry this person, you have both agreed on that, don't put it off. Right? It's better to get married than to burn with passion. So God's timing for that, and you will both know when the Lord would bless that and when it's God's time for you to get married. But the scripture tells you right now, don't burn with passion and lust. You need to get married, okay? God bless. Have a good day.